And we're back for our post UFC 231 chat. God damn, lads. Petar Lavagana in the top left-hand corner, and Handsome Dan Park in the top right. What's up, boys? How you doing?
Good. Just chilling out. Excited after a good weekend of fights.
Oh, an amazing weekend of fights. Jeez, and this is I think this is the first actual card that we've all three of us have watched together in like a long time. It's
Correct.
good, man. It was real good. Ah, man, my heart's still beating, like super fast. that Max Holloway and Brian Ortega fight. That was one of those fights that, despite the fact that Holloway beat the living shit out of Ortega, I was so scared that something would happen, like in all of Ortega's other fights, where he's copping a whooping, and then he grabs onto a neck, or he somehow like scores a sneaky elbow to an uppercut, or a knee, like he did to Guida.
I didn't think he was going to get the sub, but like you, I thought, especially in that third round, I thought maybe he might catch Holloway or something. I thought Holloway had him pretty much. He's better than him, but it just looked like he was getting a little bit too overconfident. I think the pre-fight hype, I know it got into you, Kris, and I think it got into me as well, that we weren't sure how Holloway was physically.
Yeah.
And that was what sort of raised our concerns, because we both thought, look, if he's 100%, he's going to smoke Ortega, and he did. But it was just that sort of slight concern where, look, he was busting him up, but he was busting him up to the point where he thought, oh, this is a bit too easy, I'm going to start, He was getting a little bit too overexcited and, talking and sort of pointing to the cage, like to the floor, like, yeah, let's fight, keep on the type of thing. But he started to eat some shots, but he took them, so luckily.
Yeah, but thinking about that is no different to any other Max Holloway fight. He always eats a couple of shots. I mean, it's a fight. It's a 5-round fight. You're going to cop some shots. But
I think the concern came from the concerns about his health. So we were sort of like, like, especially because it's concussion related. I think that just planted a seed in a lot of people's minds that, shit, I don't know how many shots he can take anymore. He's been in a lot of tough fights, but the show goes on.
Oh yeah, the show definitely went on, and fuck, he put on a performance. He put oh my god, he put on a performance. He smoked Brian Ortega. Like, that was the legit #1 contender, and he made him look like he shouldn't have been there.
That's one of those fights where there's not too many fights where I start to feel uncomfortable about how bad a guy's getting beaten up. Like, that put me on the same level of uncomfort as when Khabib beat the shit out of Barboza. That's why I was like, oh shit, that's not good to watch. Like, just 4 or 5 punch combos landing on his face, and just, they weren't knockout blows, but they were heavy shots. And like you said, you made a very good point while watching it. He doesn't have one punch knockout power, but he hits just as hard with both hands.
Yes.
And just 4 or 5 punch combos bouncing off Ortega's head. You're just sort of like, and I really wanted Holloway to win, but I was still like, oh, that's not good. Oh.
Nah. Well, after this fight, I kind of thought a little bit. I'm like, that kind of felt like a similar beatdown to JDS and Velasquez. And I kind of hope that it doesn't have the same effect on Ortega's career post this fight as it did on JDS. Because you can see now that JDS can't take a punch as he used to.
Yeah. I mean, if they had a rematch, an immediate rematch, and he did it to him again, then I'd be concerned for that. But one fight, he'll be all right. Like,
yeah. There's so many shots you can take. he took the most significant shots that anyone has ever taken in a fight to the face. It was at I think 200, just over 200 strikes to the face.
It was uncomfortable as fuck though. Like, it was good to watch, and I wanted Halloween, but I was just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Just one after the other, just peppering his face. You know what it reminded me of? I don't know if you guys ever used to do this, but I used to do it on the UFC games, right? I'd play someone, and I'd get both controllers, I'd control both people, and then I'd just sit there and just tap 1-2, 1-2 on the other person's face, and just to mark them up. And that's the thought I had when I was watching the fight. That reminded me of that, when I'm just sitting there just going...
I've never done that because I'm not a sadistic human being like you, Peter. Just... Oh my god. Oh, Dan. Brighten this conversation up a little bit. Let's stop talking about beating up poor individuals that can't fight back.
What do you guys think Ortega needs to do to revamp his career for him to beat Max Holloway?
Nothing. He can't beat Max Holloway.
And I disagree. I reckon he can. The only problem is he has zero. When I say zero, his offensive wrestling is not very good.
I don't think he can lift his offensive wrestling enough in the amount of time he would have to get back a win over Holloway.
How old is he?
Ortega,
29?
26, 20. Oh, is he 20? I thought it was like 26, 27.
27. 27.
We'll say like late 20s, but I don't think he'll lift his game in time to.
They're both 27.
3 to 4 years of elite wrestling coaching. I reckon he needs that kind of introduction to his camp. And
Max
he will
Holloway,
be very
Max
well.
Holloway won't be the champ in 3 or 4 years.
Really?
No, he won't. There's no chance.
Go on.
How many guys do you see that are champion for that many years, right?
True,
A, you don't see that many.
Not
B,
many, if any.
how many guys do you see that take that many shots like he does in his style of fighting that are champions for several years? Not even less. And C, I think I've discussed this with you before, Kris, when we were talking about guys like GSP and longevity and other dudes. The earlier these guys seem to hit world level, the earlier they seem to fall out of it, if you know what I mean, in terms of years. Like a guy like Randy Couture, right? He fought till he was in his late 40s at elite level, but he wasn't at that elite level till his late 30s. So a guy like Holloway who started at 20, he's not going to be fighting world level in his early 30s, especially with his style of fighting.
No, well,
like you're saying, the brain can just only take. Yeah, exactly. Like the brain and the body can only take so much, and at world level from the age of 20, I can't see him being at world level in his early 30s to mid 30s with his style of fighting. Guys like GSP are the exception, obviously.
So the reason why you think, and correct me if I'm wrong, he can't stay world level or stay the champ anymore is because he'll accumulate too much damage.
Yeah, accumulate damage, and just the fact that people just don't like. Apart from the very, very elite guys, and I would include GSP and John Jones in this, but I'm going to say with an asterisk because they've had so much time out, with GSP taking 4 years off and John Jones fighting, twice in the last 3 years. There's just so much wear and tear the body can go through in the training camps and the big fights and all that. You know?
That's very interesting. What do you think about that, Kris?
I want to disagree, but I don't have any good points to disagree with because he does make a lot of good points about it. Because listen, I'm a Max Holloway dick rider. I love the dude. I want him to be champ for as long as he wants to fight. But the thing is, he doesn't take a lot of punches, but he does stay in the pocket a little bit longer than he probably should sometimes, and you see that against Ortega. He did get clipped.
He takes unnecessary punishment.
Yeah, but other than those couple of shots every now and then that land, not much else lands. Like Ortega, if you look at Ortega's, I haven't seen how many strikes he landed, but you could tell how many times he landed because you heard Joe Rogan nut
jizz himself
every time it happened. And I only counted maybe 3 times every round. So say if he's landing 3 strikes every round, that's not a great deal of strikes to be landing on Max Holloway.
It's not, but if you think about it like this way, he fights like that, right? So you would hazard to guess that he trains like that. How many rounds is he doing in a gym every week he's just like that? You know?
I'm going based on the fact that he's smarter than that. I'm hoping, anyways. I'm hoping.
I hope he sticks around.
You look at someone like Ortega. Have you seen the majority of his fights? Majority of his fights look like that fight where he just cops a beating.
Yeah.
And his face gets messed up, and then he ends up somehow winning via choke or knockout.
I like to look at it this way, right? Not even 5 years necessarily, but if you go 3 years back in increments of 3 years and look at the champs in all the divisions, they're pretty much all different people. Even 3 years apart.
I mean, stylistic-wise?
No, I mean, like in terms of who the champions actually are.
The champs, the championship belt changes hands a lot. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Aldo was champ for 10 years.
Yeah, but he changed his style to be a little bit more, a little bit safer. Early on in his career, it was a bit crazy, and then he changed up and stayed behind a jab a little bit more and didn't
Like
He wasn't
I'm not
nearly as
saying
aggressive.
Holloway's gonna lose anytime soon. I think he wipes the floor with every featherweight out there at the moment.
If we go through the
But
featherweight rankings, can you see any who's going to put up the biggest fight? Is it Moicano? Or do you think someone with wrestling like Chad Mendes?
I don't think Chad Mendes. I think if there's going to be any short wrestler that's going to give him some kind of trouble, I would say Frankie Edgar. But even Frankie Edgar, I don't think would beat him. I think just the fact that Chad Mendes is a bit easier to hit than Frankie Edgar, which is why, like, saying why I think Frankie would do better. But I don't know. And to be honest, I'm not really sold on Moicano yet either.
Oh, you're not?
Yes, like to be a threat to.
I don't think he's going to be a threat. I'm just looking at the rankings and seeing who would be the biggest threat. I still don't think Moicano would beat him. I think that everything Moicano does great. Holloway does better.
Just to deviate a bit, Dana White said he'd like to see Khabib out lightweight.
You mean Holloway?
Khabib's a lightweight champ.
Holloway. He means Holloway.
Holloway, sorry, yeah.
Sorry, yes.
So that'd be interesting.
All right, let's stay on that little sidetrack that you're on for a second. T-Ferg called Holloway out. What about that fight?
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be a great fight.
They're the same height.
That'd be a
Obviously,
great fight.
T-Ferg's bigger, but still, same height. Like, the difference in size probably isn't that much.
He'd be a lot thicker.
He's still a pretty skinny dude. He's probably just got a wider frame, like bigger shoulders.
I don't know. Lightweight. Yeah.
Personally,
I mean, there's a lot of interesting fights there, lightweight, but why not let the guy, like, this is what's getting a little bit annoying about the UFC now. Let the guy establish a legacy in the division.
And now you're going on to what I said in a previous chat, where I was getting pissed off about all these super fights.
At the super fights, yeah. Let the guy start, like, it's, alright, you know, he's beaten Aldo twice, okay, and he beat Ortega. Let him win, I don't know, like you said, let him fight Moicano, let him fight someone else that deserves a shot, and then maybe go up. It's like, fuck, he's had 2 defenses. Like, let the guy establish a legacy in the featherweight division, you know? Like, obviously he's got a long win streak, but let him rack up some title defenses or something like that. Yeah. But you know what I would like and it's a super fight and it's a featherweight title defense. How fucking good would it be if somehow, I don't think it would happen because I don't think he's lost focus. How good would it be if McGregor dropped back down to featherweight to fight Holloway for the title he never lost?
That would be great.
I would honestly. That way we'd see the lineal champ.
Yeah, I would rather that happen than Holloway goes up and fights Khabib.
Problem with that, I just think at this stage in McGregor's career, making that weight, you'd see a lesser version of him. Like if he did do it, I just feel like he's putting too much weight.
I don't think we see a lesser version of him based stylistically of who's fighting. If he was fighting a wrestler, maybe yeah, but I just don't think he's got the drive to want to cut to 145 anyway.
Oh, how good would a fight
he's got no reason to.
Yair Rodriguez and Max Holloway be?
I think Max chins him.
Yeah.
I think he chins
still be fun.
Yeah.
What about Zabit?
I've not watched enough of him yet.
Zabit faded really hard against what's his name? Boyschank?
Yeah.
Yeah, he faded very hard in the third against Boyschank. So Holloway would tee off on him on the third, fourth, and fifth.
More than likely. Yeah, Holloway doesn't gas, does he? He gassed a little bit by the end of that.
He definitely went down.
But he picked up a second win at the start of the fourth. I mean, it would be tiring just teeing off on some dude and he's just sitting there and taking them all. Like, he was getting hurt, obviously, but he was still on his feet. Like, it'd be pretty tiring.
Yeah.
and slightly demoralizing, maybe.
I think Max is probably pretty used to that. He's used to putting a beat down on people when they don't drop.
And Brian Ortega pulling guard and then letting it go. What was that?
He probably pulled guard and realized, oh, my legs are pretty fucking tired.
Yeah.
I reckon he thought he was going to get slammed.
He was probably hoping for a slam. I think he just realized Max is not that dumb. And all Max had to do was just lean him up against the cage. And then Max is using no energy. And then Ortega's using a shitload more energy that he doesn't actually have.
I feel like Holloway benefits from the same things that McGregor benefited from in the division at the time. Just the fact that he is so much longer and rangier than all the people he's fighting, he's able to tee off on them. Yeah. So that's why I'm concerned if Holloway does go up to lightweight. I don't think he's going to have the same physical tools against a lot of those guys.
That's
and
true.
he won't be as physically strong.
That's a possibility.
I think Khabib mauls him.
Yes,
that wrestling,
I agree.
Man. That wrestling.
I
I can't think of anyone in lightweight that can beat Khabib, let alone in fucking featherweight. So,
like that's a fight where I think he'll just the fact that he can still make featherweight just says he won't have the size and the strength for Khabib. I mean, first round, second round maybe, but then once it drags into third, fourth, fifth round, then we'll see a tired Max Holloway.
I think in a boxing fight, Max smashes Khabib, but in an MMA fight, Khabib takes him down and fucks him up.
Somewhat irrelevant.
No, I'm just saying Max's hands are just much better, but Khabib, it's irrelevant once Khabib takes him down.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That is very true.
Agreed.
I would just like to say I'm glad. I wanted Holloway to win because I like Holloway, but as we were discussing, Chris, doesn't it seem like that already just wrapped the title around Ortega in like the week leading up to the fight?
You know how much that
They've
frustrated me?
I know. You must feel how I felt when Stipe was fighting Ngannou.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just like, what the fuck? The fight hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I felt the entire way leading up to the Holloway Ortega fight. I'm like, I haven't seen one, I've seen a shitload of interviews with Ortega.
Yeah.
Like everywhere.
There was nothing on hold.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
All over YouTube. But I didn't see any, I saw a couple of small ones, like with, Luke Thomas and, I don't think, Ariel Helwani didn't even do an interview with Max Holloway.
I don't think so.
But I think I saw one interview outside of the UFC that was, Max Holloway. So I just thought, maybe that's what he wanted. Maybe he didn't want to do too much media. I don't know. But normally he doesn't mind the media. But the media is what actually got him kicked from his last fight, so you don't know.
I think it's just a case of them, what's the freaking analogy? I don't know what it is now. I can't think. I'm blanked. But I think that's the case of, the UFC just hoping and wishing that Ortega will take the belt. Because he is very marketable.
Yeah, well, it got a shitload of people's eyes on. Well, I'm kind of hoping the fact that so many people had their eyes on this fight because of Ortega. They're like, he's a super mega nice guy. He does charity. No one does charity. Only he does, and he's got pretty eyes, so we love him.
I think the UFCs are just marketing and promoting the fight, but the way I can see it from a commercial perspective is Ortega's Mexican, right?
Correct.
Yeah, the big market opened up.
Yes.
To him, yeah.
Big market. Mexicans love boxing, love fights. We don't have any Mexican champs.
He's got a Mexican heritage, I guess, but he's born in fucking Los Angeles.
Yep. Yeah, but remember, they used to do that shit with Cain Velasquez as well. They're like, the first Mexican heavyweight champion in combat sports. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, how hard they push it. Hey, and then he went to fucking Mexico City to fight Verdum, and Verdum was speaking Spanish in interviews, and Cain had a fucking English translator.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember that.
That is true.
I remember that.
I remember that too. I loved it because Verdum was giving him so much shit about that. He's like, I'm more Mexican than you.
Yeah.
And then he beat him.
But that was what they were trying to do, Chris. You're right. It's that whole Mexican market opens up, and like you're saying, he's a handsome dude with pretty blue eyes and can talk and charity, this, that, blah, blah, blah.
Actually, I forgot to. I kind of lost track on the point that I was trying to make because I was talking. I got stuck in his blue eyes as well. I'm hoping the fact that Holloway beat the shit out of the blue-eyed beast, like more eyes are now on Holloway.
On Holloway.
Because everyone had their eyes on, oh my god, Ortega, this is going to be the next big thing, and then bang, beats the shit out of him. Well, in saying that should have happened to Stipe as well, beating the shit out of Ngannou, but it didn't, so.
Yeah.
There we go. It probably won't do anything, but
Stipe doesn't have charisma.
Yeah, exactly right. Stipe has no charisma, whereas Max Holloway is all charisma. Which island? The 10th island.
Yeah, I agree.
No, what's that?
in the interview previous to the fight, Max Holloway, the only thing he said in the not interview, yep, the pre fight press conference, Holloway's only line was 10th Island, baby. 10th Island. 10th Island,
What
baby.
is that?
That's all he said.
Some kind of Hawaiian reference?
No.
He's
He's
that,
called Canada.
Yeah.
Tenth Island. He's saying.
Canada.
Yeah, he's saying.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. And Ortega was calling Toronto City T-City. There you go. There you go. But it's not. It's the 10th Island because he got beat up. Is there any more to say about? Oh, okay. We'll just quickly end this on who's Ortega fight next.
He takes time off.
Should he fight a top
He should take a
10,
year off.
top 15? Yeah, take time off.
A year?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was him,
I know,
I'd take
I'd
a
probably-
year off
He's
and
young.
invest heavily in wrestling camps. He's got great jits, but he can't use it if he doesn't take someone down.
He took thing down twice.
He did.
Nah, he didn't take him down. Max Rader went up, and his ass never hit the ground. That's not a takedown in my books.
Not in wrestling people's books, but in the UFC's books, I think it counts. They ticked it down as 2 takedowns.
Yeah. He got him down. He couldn't implement his jiu-jitsu game to keep him down.
He took him down and he couldn't control him down.
I think
That's also
controversial.
I think it has more to do with Max Holloway's inability to accept the position of staying on his back.
Controversial. He couldn't use his jiu-jitsu that's famed for the last 2 months of this fight to keep him down.
Gracie
Controversial.
Jiu-Jitsu. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
I know. Controversy.
Robin Black in the press conference leading up to the fight, he asked Brian Ortega, he was like, "Oh, so you train Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. When you knocked out Frank Edgar, was that striking or was that Gracie Jiu-Jitsu?" And Ortega looks at him and goes, "That was striking." What? That was striking.
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was funny.
That guy's an idiot.
Who does he fight next? He fights...
I remember Ricardo.
You know who I give him next?
Who?
Ricardo Lamas a bit low for him. I would give him... What about he fights the winner of Chad Mendes and Alex Volkanovski?
I don't know, because I don't want to kill off contenders. I feel like Ricardo Lamas is low enough, but still has a name, that he can beat him and still keep the Ortega name like with some value. Whereas if he goes up against a winner of that fight, if he wins, he's killing off that new contender. But if he loses, he's now no longer a contender by any stretch because he's just lost 2 in a row.
True.
But I feel like Ricardo Lamas is a winnable fight for him as well.
Good points.
So there we go. That's my... Dan, do you have any picks for that?
Chad Mendes versus Volkanovski?
Sorry?
No, for Ortega's next fight.
Yeah, take his next fight.
Oh, no, I agree with you. I think what you said is very smart. Lamas is a good fight. And also about, what do you call it? Brian Ortega being unable to implement his jiu-jitsu. He never established control. If he did, he's much better than Max Holloway on the ground. He never established control, ever, throughout that fight. He had the back, never established back control. He had Max Holloway's legs, but never established side control.
You know what makes you better than someone else at jiu-jitsu? When you're able to establish your control.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he wasn't
establish a dominant position.
Meaning he wasn't better. He wasn't able to, so he's not better.
That's because his wrestling sucks. His wrestling sucks. He needs
had him on the
to
ground.
invest
He got
in
him-
good wrestling
he got
camp.
him down.
Exactly. He got him down, Dan.
And he was
Wrestling
and he was
isn't
able-
just
and he
about
was
taking
able
the
to
guy
get to the
down.
back. And he was able
It's
to get
back
to the back. He
control.
just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, he had his back at one stage, Dan.
Yeah, and he didn't establish back control. He didn't do
Through
it.
jiu-jitsu. Yeah, exactly. He
But, yeah,
couldn't
sure.
implement his jiu-jitsu game.
But that could be the same for like a white belt. If you let a white belt completely take your back, sure, they're going to have a better chance to choke you from there. But that defeats the purpose. I mean, you still need to go through the journey of getting to the back. That's what makes you good at jiu-jitsu.
That's true. That's true.
So,
All right, Dan.
hashtag Holloway. Hashtag Holloway rules and Ortega sucks. I'm kidding. Ortega's cool, but I'm just glad he lost now. Okay. It was a fun chat. Got a bit heated. I like it. Turns me on. Alright, should we talk about the co-main quickly? There wasn't too much to say about that, I don't think. That pretty much went how everyone expected. Joanna managed to score one round, just.
Yes.
If you want to give that to her, but
I think she did better than expected.
That's exactly what I thought. Like, everyone thought that that fight was going to go the same way as the Holloway Brian Ortega fight went.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a pretty, like, it was an obvious decision to Shevchenko, but it wasn't a beatdown by any stretch of the imagination.
Nah, she wasn't active enough for my, like, she won clearly, but she didn't press
that's
too
her
much.
Style. Go back to that's why she struggled to get the decision against Nunes, because she sits back a lot and waits, but then Nunes was smart enough to realize, well, if I just don't attack too much, then what's she gonna do? Can't do too much. And that's how she won the fight. So yeah, not really too much to say about it. Dan, do you have much to say about that?
No, I just hope Joanna rebounds because I rate her highly. And yeah.
Where would she rebound though? She's already lost twice to the champ at strawweight, and she's lost 4 times in total to Valentina Shevchenko.
She made some dumb comments. She's like, "Oh, I'll drop back down to 115, but only if I get an immediate title shot." It's like, what the fuck? Why?
I think she's betting on the fact that Rose won't return in time. She'll be stripped of her title, or she'll face Jessica Andrade, and Jessica Andrade will beat the living shit out of her, and then she can face Jessica Andrade because she's already beaten her.
Yeah, I suppose.
So I think that's the route she's hoping to take, because she's going to take some time off anyways, because Dana White's already said she needs to take some time off. She's been a little bit too active. She's taken too much damage over her. Because she's been, as the champion, she was very active. And she fought 5 rounds pretty much every time she defended her title. So, fighting 3 times a year, fighting 5 rounds every time, it's a bit, I think that's also why that's why I think she lost to Rose, because she doesn't have a chin anymore. Especially at strawweight.
I'm with you on the Rose versus Andrade. I think Andrade beats her.
Amen, brother. Pete doesn't care. Hashtag female MMA. Is there anything worth saying about the Gunnar Nelson Alex Oliveira fight, apart from the fact that Oliveira is the biggest cheat in the UFC?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that guy.
And what about
he's always in interesting fights, but he's slimy.
What about the refereeing these days? Well, forever, not these days. Fucking take a point.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, you know, I said he's the only Brazilian with no ground game. He's a blue belt.
There you go. No, but not only will it take a point, like if the guys. So what's happened? You know, is Nelson's gone to score the takedown, and Cowboys grab the fence, stopping the takedown.
Blatantly.
And the ref pulls them apart. If you're gonna restart it, you restart the action where it would have been if it wasn't for the foul, which would have been on the ground. You know,
no, I agree.
Going by the position that Nelson had him in the takedown, he would have landed straight into side control. That fight should have restarted with him in side control.
Yeah,
I disagree. I get where you're coming from, but I disagree because there's a lot of variables in place. What kind of side control, top, under, what kind of side control?
Very basic side
you just
control.
straight away. You just straight.
They have the video footage there, right? So the position that he had the takedown in. So let's say he had the double leg, whatever it was, I can't remember. That's how he should have ended. That's how they should have restarted it, with him with the legs wrapped, side control.
I get you. Too much time. We want to get the fights happening. Just straight away. You see the guys going down. He grabs the fence, right? Take a point, restart them separate standing. Bang.
We'll take a point,
Easy.
yeah.
I like
one or the other.
I like the idea of just, whenever there's a foul, take a point. Doesn't matter. Fouls are normally accidental. Fuck it.
That's not
sorry? No, that one wasn't.
That's not.
But a lot of fouls, like dick shots, eye pokes, they're normally accidental. But it doesn't matter whether or not they're accidental. They're still impacting the fight. So take a point.
Yes, I agree.
I feel like incidental ones like nut shots, maybe give him a bit of leniency, 1-2 warnings, but a thing like that where he's blatantly grabbed the cage to not get taken down,
I think nut
that's
shots
cheating.
take a fucking point. That's a
Actually,
huge impact on the fight.
Yeah, but nut shots are always accidental though.
yeah, and the problem is that you'll have more fighters faking a nut shot.
Yeah.
As in,
exactly.
that to get that point
Have you
off.
seen Gabriel Gonzaga versus Kris Tucker?
Yeah, but that's like the
That
extreme.
impacted the fight. There's no points taken there.
Yeah, but that's the extreme end of it. I mean, like,
It is the extreme end. But I'm showing the extreme so that you can look back at the non-extreme and say, well, even though it doesn't have that much of an impact as it did to Kris Tucker, still has a decent impact. Like, think of every time being kicked in the nuts. Imagine having to go fight someone after that.
yeah.
I don't know. I think, personally, I think a point should be taken, despite the fact of accidental or not. Especially eye pokes. Fuck all that shit. Take a point.
It should be open to interpretation.
It is.
But yeah.
And that's why no points ever get taken.
Yeah,
That's the
because
problem.
the judges, I mean, the refs are too scared to influence the outcome.
That's why it should just be take a point. And that way, you'll never see anyone putting their fucking things out again, because they'll be like, shit. They'll be practicing that stuff in training, like ways to make sure your fucking fists stay as fists and not pouring out all the time.
Just use Pride gloves. Pride never had problems with eye pokes.
I don't know why they haven't switched to that. Have you seen the difference between the a side by side of the Pride glove?
Yeah, one's like straight up, and the other Prides are like.
Yeah. I don't understand why they don't do that. Maybe they're just like, we don't want to be like Pride. We're UFC. We're better. But you're not UFC. You suck. Alright. Yeah, I think that's all to say on that one. Fuck Hakeem and Karl Bochniak. That was the most boring fight on the card. Thiago Santos and Jimmy Manuel. You guys finally saw that. As if that wasn't fight of the night.
I loved it. Definitely fight of the night in my book.
I'm sticking with I enjoyed Holloway and Ortega more.
Yeah, that's because you watched it live, man. If you watched that fight live too, you would have been screaming, because I know I would have.
You were in the pub with people throwing their drinks around going, what the fuck, 2 roundhouse kicks, that's a tornado kick.
For me personally, even watching it back, I find Holloway and Ortega more exciting for 2 reasons. I'll explain.
You're going to go to the technical aspect, yes?
Technical aspect, but not just a technical aspect, because Ortega and Holloway threw down too. But they didn't throw down like they were in a fucking pub and it was last call and, you know, someone's fucking taking my pint. Like those two did. They fought like they were 2 drunk guys outside of a pub. Ortega and Holloway still threw down and it was still violent. And I'm going to say it was even more violent than Santos and Manuel fight. But they did it in a technical aspect where they were clean and actually showed that they are professional athletes and top-level fighters.
Got you. That's what appeals to you more, and
That's what appeals
I
to me
respect
more.
that. I loved the throwdown. Fucking just throw. I loved it. I was entertained.
But Ortega and Holloway did throw down too, but they didn't. They threw down like they actually spent their time training martial arts.
I'm going to disagree a little bit with you, Pete, because
go.
You say they threw down. No, Max threw down on Ortega's face. Ortega just took a lot of punishment. He didn't land a great deal,
shots too,
and missing a shitload. He missed more than he threw. I think he only landed like 20% of the shots that he threw, whereas Max Holloway landed 50%, and he threw like 400 and something strikes. No, 500 something strikes.
Santos and Manuel missed a whole lot of shit too.
Yes,
and they look bad doing it.
But as you said, see, you pretty much made my argument for me. It looked like 2 guys fighting in a fucking pub. That's fun.
It's very fun.
Oh no, it's fun. It's no. Let me backtrack a little bit. I think it's gone the wrong way.
You're wrong, sir.
No.
Wrong. Logical argument aside.
Let's backtrack a little bit. I enjoyed it. I just didn't enjoy it as much as Holloway and Ortega.
Yeah, and that's fine. And we enjoyed both fights. We enjoyed the Santos fights more because it was 2 huge, reckless guys just fucking each other up. And I loved it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
What?
It was ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. It was stupid. There's nothing to talk about that fight apart from the fact that it was just ridiculous and stupid. And we all loved it, except for Pete. Pete hated it.
Nah, Peter loved it too.
Pete
He just
hates
loved the
us.
Holloway fight more.
Why do you hate us, Peter? I feel so
Because you're
unloved.
both devilishly handsome.
Okay, I guess that does help. Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'll quickly just go some quick side notes. Amanda Nunes's Bay beat Claudia Gadelha. That was cool. Jessica Ai, she's going to get the next shot at Valentina Shevchenko because that was a #1 contenders fight.
I's gonna get fucked up.
Whew. She's going to look like Brian Ortega.
Yeah, she's gonna get fucked up.
Elias
Yeah, she's gonna
Theodoro,
get it.
he danced his way to a victory.
Yeah, I didn't see that happening. I bet on the other guy. But yeah.
Fucking Anders looks big, man.
Yeah, Anders looked huge.
He looks so big.
He looked huge.
Oh my god.
Still got fucked up though.
I was picking Elias at the start, and I saw the size of Eric Anders because I didn't think he was that big. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I think I picked wrong. He's gonna eat this kid. But he did. He fucked him up in the second round, but that was about it. Diego Lima finally got a win. What's his brother's name from Bellator?
Douglas.
Douglas Lima, yeah. So Douglas Lima's brother finally got a victory
Really?
in the UFC. Yep.
His actual biological brother.
Yeah. They look pretty much like the exact same person. He's had, I think, 7 fights in the UFC, and he won like his first fight, and then he lost 5, and now he's finally won another fight. He's had 2 different stints in the UFC, and he's come runner-up in the Ultimate in the Tough twice. So he's gone through the show twice, beaten everyone on the show, and then got into the final and got knocked out. But no, he got knocked out the first time. He got choked out by Jesse Taylor the second time because he doesn't have any defensive wrestling. So yeah, there we go. That was the card. We're up to 37 minutes, so we were going to talk about the upcoming fight card, but I think we're going to have to do that later on in the week because otherwise this is going to go for another 40 minutes.
40 million minutes.
40 million minutes, all the minutes. Yeah. Hey Dan, we're going to be able to watch that card together because the main card starts at 12 on Sunday.
Beautiful.
Yes, you are.
No, you are. Ah, he beat me to it.
There we go. There we go. Oh, well. Very good. We're all beautiful. Except for Pete, because he doesn't like beautiful fights. Anna and Thiago Santos. Yeah. Alright, cool. You guys want to thank anyone?
I would like to thank our numero uno sponsor, Aussie Pet Doors. Find them on Facebook or aussiepetdoors.com.au. #1 pet doors in the country. Thank you for your support.
There we go. And Dan Park, what about yourself?
Always want to say thanks, Gamma Gym, for everything they do. And yeah, check it out if you're in Nari or anywhere in the southeast. Best gym around.
Damn right, I agree. And if you like this podcast, like, share, subscribe. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, your face. I know, we're on everything. So, yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And peace out. We all love you long time.